if I know that I'm not like mentally there in my trading zone, I'm not even going to look at charts. I would rather miss my whatever opportunities are there than make a stupid trade.
Because
Yeah,
the setups are like out there. They're like you could literally see $1 million trader setups like
Exactly.
from entry, risk to exit, but they can't execute
right.
them.
Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Next Gen Traders YouTube channel. We are recording this episode on Sunday, September 19th. As you guys can see, we weren't here with an episode last week, but we're back. We're better than ever. We're super excited for this week coming up. We're going to go over how our trades went this week, as along with the lessons we have learned, as long as talk about how the OTC and listed market have been faring over the past few weeks. This week has gotten a little heat up in the markets, as we'll talk about later. So hopefully we can get some continuation from that. And then we'll just end with open discussion towards the end of this episode. So without further ado, Xander is going to start off talking about how his week is going. So Xander.
My week has been amazing, and it was kind of weird because I thought I was going on an uptrend, but I kind of just switched everything for a lot of reasons I'll talk about in the near future of this episode. But also like my mentality and energy levels have been like at all-time highs consistently every day. And that was after watching a biohacking course that Mike Spinoza put out. It was like, it's really good. And I honestly just listened to everything, like taking cold showers, working out. I've been working out every day now. Just doing a lot of like health and wellness stuff has like really noticeably gotten my energy levels up, and it's really affected my trading, I think, and just like my thought process and developing new systems. So I can't wait to talk more about all that.
Nice.
Awesome.
For me, this week and also last week, I trade super accurately, like super carefully. I took only 3 trades the whole month. Still, like I did have some like frustrations about missing them, but still overall, I'm very, very calm. I also watched the Mike Spinoza course, and like really has a lot of key points. Other than that, I'm just super, like, since I missed a lot of trades this week, I'll go over later. I'm super excited for the next week. Super excited. Ready.
Awesome. Yeah, me too. I think that's a common theme for all of us. We all have something that we're looking forward to for this coming week. So for me, the past week and past 2 weeks, I guess, since we didn't do an episode last week, and they've been pretty good. I was green last week and this week that just passed, so that's always good. I don't care about the P&L, but I'm really finding my discipline and my mindset in my process, and I'll talk more about my trades later and some disciplinary measures I'm putting in. But but I'm super excited for this week. Following my process really well, just kind of focused on putting all of my lessons together. So that's it for me. Josh, what you got?
So for me this week, I took a few trades, some break even, mostly all OTC, and the OTC market's been a little choppy for me, unless you held overnight like Alex did. But yeah, I had a 7% winner on INDP, which I'll talk about later. Other than that, it was pretty good lessons I still profited too.
Nice. Awesome. Love it. So Xander's going to start off talking about the listed market. I'll add a little bit, whatever he doesn't talk about. And then Alex is going to talk OTCs after that. So Xander, listed market, let's talk about it.
Yeah, so skipping back a week, then this week when we didn't record our last episode, that week was completely dead. Like it was really bad for me, at least on the short side, probably for the longs too, even worse. But this week, towards the end of it, maybe in the middle of it, we started getting hot. We started getting a lot of big runners. It all started with just 1 or 2 stocks, actually just going crazy and just continuing running and going up after hours, and that sparked the market. And so we ended off the week really strong, and so I'm really hoping that it continues into the next week and beyond, and we can start this fall market.
Yeah, 100%. Xander pretty much summed it up perfectly. Monday and Tuesday weren't anything special, but Wednesday is when things started to happen. INDP, that's when it went super crazy. IRNT had a super good move. But Xander summed it up perfectly. Just we're going to see if this momentum can continue, because we've had in the past month or so, in the past few weeks, we've had like a few days that we thought were hotter, we're like, oh yeah, the market's coming back. And then all of a sudden it just goes back to being slow again. So it could be like that, or it could continue, whatever it is. We're always adapting. So that's it with the listed market. Alex, OTCs.
Okay, so I'll start with saying that the slowest month ever. I hear a lot of traders saying like let me sleep and then wake me up when September is over. Just because like especially in the beginning of the month, a lot of traders were losing, but now like near the end, they're starting to like appear something, like some of the hot plays starting to hit up, but still there hasn't been much follow through. Like they spike and then the next day just dead. I mean, except of Alus, as we'll see. Other than that, I'll always say it's better, especially in this market, it's better to take a single and just move on, because there has been a few nice singles, like just intraday trades. And just like, I would say even like sometimes even like 2 in a day. But yeah, and just as opposed to, so this was this week. Last week, there has been nothing, like as Xander said and listed. Last week, there was literally nothing. So it wasn't that bad that we didn't do an episode because there was literally nothing to talk about. So overall, as usual, the best thing for me and for everyone trading OTCs is just to be super patient and wait for the best setups. Like the price action being choppy, so some of the solid setups, they have like a little cleaners. So just wait for them. That's all.
Awesome. Josh, you got anything to add? You trade both. You got your foot in both camps. Anything to add about listed OTCs?
OTC market was pretty choppy, honestly. We saw a few sub penny runners, but everything died mostly past 11 a.m. So I was mostly in the listed chat for the majority of the week. And I know you were too, Lance. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I was the only one there.
No, I was peeking in every once in a while.
We were both peeking in.
Me and Josh were peeking in.
We even saw Xander there.
Oof. Oh
yeah, Xander even made an appearance in the OTC chat. Wow. And then we told Xander to go away, or someone told Xander.
No, that was James.
No, James. Someone told James go away.
I said go away.
Oh my god.
You said James go away.
I said go away where you came from.
That's funny. That's funny. All right, so that's all we got about the markets. We're going to talk about our trades now. So Xander is going to start us off.
Okay, so I always kind of show you guys my whole week on Trader View. This is it. I only took 3 trades, and that's because I actually switched up what I was doing for multiple reasons. If you watch my daily recaps or now month or weekly recaps on my YouTube channel, you'll see that I usually trade the low-hanging fruit setups, and those are very profitable, but they have a lot of cons. They have one pro, and it's profitable. The con is everything. Pre-market, there's no hard stops. I usually enter right when I wake up, and that means I can't look away from the screen. I can't prepare for the actual market open. It's really stressful. Low liquidity. Since it's low liquidity, if there's any volume, it could skip $1 past my hard stops, so I can lose way more than 1 R. So, and also I don't want to, like, the future trader that I want to become, I'm not doing this. It's impossible. It's not scalable. So even though it's profitable, I don't really care about the money right now. And I could probably not get more than like 1,000 shares. And if I did, that would be scary, because who knows, I can't even get out, or I would literally squeeze stock on my own. So it's just not a setup that I want to keep going with. So what I did is I've been listening to a lot of Brian Lee, and I know that he trades all-day fades, and so I started looking into all-day fades. And the Bear and Tyler in MIC, they're really good at all-day fades, and I knew that I would have a lot of mentorship from them. And so I decided to go with it because I really like the risk-reward aspect of all-day fades. And sure, the win rate is a little lower, but the risk-reward is so good. It's at like 3-to-1 minimum. Sometimes you can get 5, 6, 7-to-1. And so I just want to keep pushing towards that. And so far, I've been doing incredibly well. Only 2 ideal setups. One of them was paper, because I'll show you the one that I actually did take. But both I'm really confident about, because my entries and exits like exactly the same as Bear and Tyler's. And that's because I know exactly what their system is. And I also know how they size. I literally know everything about like their system. Of course, they have screen time about it, so they're gonna know a little more. Like maybe they'll know when something's not looking right and they'll get out. But my system so far has been really accurate. So let me pull up my charts. So diving into my first trade of the week, this was the last low-hanging fruit I have ever taken and probably will take for a while. And it's the same thing as always in day two. I lost on this trade only because I shorted way too early and not actually at ready green, which is I should have shorted. But I shorted at the support level because I thought it would just reject, and it was looking like it was rejecting the level. But it popped right back to green. I should have shorted there. If I did, it would have been an easy over 1 hour gain. Instead, I was waiting for 1 hour way down here and I just never got it. But yeah, and then I stopped out right over red green and it rejected. But that was that trade. That was the last one I've ever taken. Now we have DATS. Okay, I have a lot to talk about, and I'm going to talk a lot more about it in an upcoming, like at the end of the week, I'm going to record a weekly recap and hopefully talk about it in our next episode. But I'm developing a whole new system strategy that seems too good to be true. So I'm waiting to see the catches. But it's kind of like it has fairly really good. It has good risk reward. It has really high win rate, and you're literally basically you're catching its hot chick, its front side, you're catching as it's turning. So it's an exhaust move, breaks highs, and basically you're shorting a lower high. You're shorting, so as you can see, it has a big exhaust move, has some stuffs which adds to the conviction. It creates the support level here, and then it bounces, and then it breaks that support level. And now you want to reshort that support that becomes resistance now. And like 8 to 9 times out of 10 in my visual experience, like I've reviewed a lot of charts, probably over 50. They've all like, well, not all, but some of them do fail, but which tells me the setup is fairly true. That, you know, this is really profitable, just reshorting every time you see this entry signal. It's very clear. And the way I found it is actually it's the same entry signal for all day fades, except this time I'm going to be position trading. So I'm not going to be holding for all day fades. But if the criteria is met, I will be holding for all day fade because the two criteria are really different, honestly. But as you can see, I covered way too early on that first bullet, which was kind of dumb. I should have just, you know, kept it down here. But this was a purely reactionary trade at the time. I didn't even mean to follow this kind of strategy that I would soon develop. It was just kind of like a reactionary trade. I saw that Farmer was pumping it. There's a lot of people trapped up here. And so once we broke below, I just knew so many people are trapped. So I just reshorted the pop. It was like a reactionary trade, which I don't do much, but it worked out really well. And I'm glad I took it.
Did you say Farmer?
But yeah, Farmer, which is Ross.
Okay.
That's what the MIC guys call him. Yeah, all his sheep
Farmer.
are up there. Yeah, Farmer and his sheep.
But he was long?
Yes. Yeah, he
Okay,
longs
nice,
these stocks,
nice.
all his sheep chase, it breaks that support, and you know everyone's trapped it there. And so that's Alex's favorite, Alex Temez. He loves it when Farmer longs, pumps it up, all the longs are trapped, he shorts it. It's that's how he got his 30K win the last trading day.
The setup is called shorting farmer stocks.
Yeah, shorting sheep. Oh gosh. So, but as actually, you could literally see that the setup works a lot of the time on on pretty much all tickers that are hot. So as you can see, it reclaimed right after. And so if you wait for a break of support, you can see it happens again right here. We have a higher low, we go, and then we kind of just stuff again for the third time. We make this kind of support level, we break, we reshort that, and it literally it works. But you might have got stuffed out at this point, but honestly, I don't know if that was a clean enough break of support at that point. It looks like it kind of wicked, but honestly, I just want to get experience with this kind of system and develop it. This is my first ever all-day trade, and I executed it really, really well. I actually have a picture of my chart versus Bears versus Tyler's, which Tyler and Bear are two really, really good all-day fade traders. So let me see if I can find that. Yep, found it. All right, so first I'll overview this trade real quick. So again, I just told you guys my entry signal. It's the same every time. And my risk is always above high a day. Or not above high day, it is high day. It's like 1 cent above, just in case. As you can see, the same entry signal happened here. And it's okay to, so you want to wait for a pop, but if it looks like it's rejecting, it's okay to chase as long as you're not chasing too much, because you are going for an all-day fade, just so long as the risk reward is still good. And so as you can see, we kind of break this support here, and it kind of gave a tiny bounce, but it broke. And I tried to let it bounce a little more, but I just got in, which was an awesome entry in my opinion. And then we had a high day clear out, which the algos do all the time. They get all the shorts stopped out high day, and then they dump it right after. This one was this one ran all day, so that's kind of crazy. But yeah, as you can see, I mean, you might not think this is good, but it's perfect for all day fade. Let me show you Tyler and Bear's chart. So Tyler, exact same entry, exact same stop, except he did enter right after massive stuff, but he did get stopped out multiple times. And with the setup, you're allowed to, well, it depends on your own personality, but you should stop trading after this. Reward will likely be, will always be over 3 at least. And so your winners will make up all the losses that you take on previous trades. Bear had the exact same entry. These two, he shorted a little earlier pre-market. I was waiting for a high day breakout. So because the breakout, when it makes new highs, it's so much more high probability. But yeah, as you can see a little lower, but this was the consolidation. He got in at the same entry and he got out at the same stop. And also Tyler.
You good, Xander? Is that all you got?
Yeah.
I'll go next with his trades. Xander, great job.
Okay, so first trade I'm going to talk about is the trade from last week. So that's kind of a disappointing trade. So let's see. So okay. So first of all, let's go to the daily. I mean, it's going to be all messed up because of the notes, but if we look here, yeah. So this was on this day, I think, 7th. Yeah, that was on this day. This was a multi-day breakout here. So I played the multi-day breakout. Let's go to the daily now. Here it is. So
look at all that detail on those notes.
Okay, so I saw this. So this was the multi-day breakout, right? So I saw how it held this. Then I had a nice consolidation here, and then I mean maybe this was like a perfect entry right here on the trigger, but I saw it somewhere here. This was the entry that I wanted to give. I think I don't know why, but I just missed it. And then I saw this nice, so it just held the trigger again perfectly. So I wanted to enter there, but it bounced super quickly. So then I got the next dip. I called it like I just got to the last wagon, like in the train that was leaving. The last one. So I got right here at 103, and my risk was 99 cents, and I would say that was a wrong risk because the best risk was the multi-day breakout, obviously, in the low day. But wherever I got only a partial position, just 300 shares, and my goal was to sell into the pop at the open because like the multi-day breakout, like just the regular pattern. So I got it here, and then it bounced to like 106. So that was like a 3% cushion, right? Then next morning I didn't wake up. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I went to bed late. Yeah, I know, but I had an alarm, and I guess I just, that happens when you have only one alarm. You just turn it off, and you don't even realize that. So that happened. Then I woke up here at I think 10:40. That was I just jumped out of the bed. That was so quick. That was also, so this was the time when my mom wakes up my brother, so they go to school. And that was at the time, and I jumped out of the bed, went to my laptop, opened everything. That was so funny too. I can imagine. It's like
Wow.
it's like I lost like a lot of money, but the good thing that I had only a partial position. Oh, another thing, they had the afternoon PR, so I was hyped in the evening. I remember. So yeah, I woke up here and right away I of course sold right away. Like I didn't even think about it. I just sold, and luckily that I was at my risk level, but I still had a small position. So now let's look here at the open, right? So this is the thing, this is the scenarios that I think I would have done probably. So first of all, my goal was above 1-1, right? So as soon as it opened above 1-1, I probably sold third here, just at the open right here, the first second push. And then just like on my EL US trade, remember when I sold in the first pop and then I sold the other one when the high day break failed. So same thing was here, like when it started to fail here, I probably would have sold another third here. And then the other third, I would have, because I saw other traders, how they traded, they sold here at the low day break. But my usual risk is green red. So I just said either scenario, either because it broke low day or because it broke green red. So either here or here. So that'd been a nice, that would have been a nice trade because this is like, this was 7, so that was in the beginning. So that was last week. As I said, last week was dead. And this was the only good trade, and I fuck it up. So yeah, but I still, so I said in the chat that I'm more disappointed than frustrated, because like what's frustrated about, like of course, like okay, that's just a mistake that is that when I woke up I didn't have a control about it. So at least I sold, not just to help, you know. So and yeah, the risk reward just 1-to-1. Yeah, it didn't do exactly, I mean, yeah, it did exactly what I wanted, but I wanted more move, like above even 1-2 because of the PR. But this still was a nice move, and I should have capitalized on that, but that was just $10 loss, I think. So
You learned from it though.
yeah,
Yeah, you
yes.
did. And luckily you
'Cause you
got out at
capitalized
your
on the
risk
other
level.
one.
It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah.
It could have
Well,
if this was like super volatile and it
yeah,
dropped like 20
yeah, I
cents a
know,
share.
This was a low smoke. Yeah, I know.
But your trade selection is better than that.
yeah.
So you don't trade
Yeah.
random one-day spikers.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
now next one, ABML here. That was on, so that was on Wednesday, I think. So that was on 9th. So on the daily chart, it was a perfect first green day. I was looking for first green day even somewhere here, because the 147 level, it had like a huge seller there, but then it just went down more. So I was still looking because on the 15-day, 50 minute, if you look, I had like a nice wedge here forming. So yeah, I was looking for the first green day, and I like my quick triggers in the morning. So it's exactly what happened here. Not the perfect one, but still got the trigger above 137. I didn't get the first move, but I got the dip, risking low day. And yeah, you see I sold before risk. That's the mistake. I tell myself about it every single time, but I still do it. I don't know why. I wrote a paragraph about this trade, so hopefully this is the last time I did it.
Yeah.
But
We all have those
I have a
issues.
reasoning. I have a reasoning. So I, first of all, I didn't expect to move right away, but I did expect like at least some move, not like that kind of weakness. So here, I think we had like, so it was, the bid side was getting like they had a lot of bidders, right? Then the sellers getting chipped away, and then suddenly a huge wall of sellers come out of nowhere, just kill everyone. Just drop 1 point down. Then the same thing happens again. Then the same thing happens again. And then when this thing happened at 36, I was like, because I was scared it can drop more, but then you just realize like, okay, if it dropped to 33, that's still it's like 3% risk, so that's nothing. Like, what was the point of selling at 36 than at 35? It's the same thing, just 1 point. But yeah, it held 35, the bidders held, so it didn't even touch that. Then I had this nice move. I know one trader, he rebought it, but I was just frustrated with myself because of this is a mistake, so I just did nothing. It's still not like a huge move, but I think this is risking 3 potential. So that was 3-1. Yeah, so I would have sold here, maybe even here somewhere. and then here because it set a new risk level here. So that was also a $9 loss because I sold. So my risk is $20 because I sold before. That's half. So like on this trade, I would rather lose $20 than 9, which is yeah.
Right, because it's the process and the plan.
Yes.
Mhm.
And then he's about to go over another
Yes.
trade, but before he did this, I'll let you say it. I'll let you say it.
No. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm just gonna make a note to everybody. Alex said to us when he entered this trade, he told us his plan. He said, I'm in here, blah, blah, blah. He said, if I sell before my risk hits, I will quit trading forever. And you know
Yes.
damn well he held that
Yes.
risk and he held his plan.
Yes.
He's about to go over it. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Well, I need to show you the proof.
This man literally said, if I sell before my risk, I quit trading.
We have to show the proof.
Yeah, show the proof. Gotta show the proof.
Yeah, that's how you get yourself from breaking a rule, from not breaking a rule.
Yeah, you're damn right. Maybe you should say that every time before you do a trade. If I do this, I quit.
Let me see.
There it is.
Here, if I sell for a loss before 146 is broken, I quit trading.
He bolded it.
He bolded
Yes.
Bolded it. Oh my
That's how you know he's serious on it.
I use my phone for Discord, but I can't bold it, so I used a laptop. So I just went on the website, Discord, and then bolded. Well, see, I said first game day with. Okay, well, I'll talk about it. So this is perfect. Like when I wrote my commentary, I said if there was a book called OTC Trading, this would be like in the first chapter, like perfect OTC swizzle, just perfect. First game day, morning move, then beautiful consolidation here, and then it perked out 148. So that was a perfect entry, but I wasn't there. I don't know why, but I didn't like I saw the morning move. Well, I just I don't know. It wasn't.
I remember you were saying
on my radar.
That was your plan when the break of 1.48.
Yeah, but then there was another. So high day was here at 150. So here I see I entered a little bit before, but there was like a volume perk we just didn't break. But still, I didn't consider it as a predicting because the perfect entry was here at 148. So this is basically the same thing. So you could have entered everywhere there with the same risk. So I entered here 145 risk 2.3, and I was actually like a bigger position than before because my risk was 2%, so $20. I still used like $15 risk. So yeah, we got this first move, I think 161 like that, and then when it started to drop, I was very like didn't even worry about it because I knew 100% is gonna have another move. They always do this, like because this time. So look, this is when beginner traders sell. This is when 90% start to sell. Because this is very hard to hold through. Because you sit through all the emotions. You think it's gonna drop. I don't want to lose my profits, but I knew that it's gonna form a nice wedge. And when it had this perk, I was like, this is art right here. This is just piece of art. So it broke here, and then when it broke the new high day, and here I sold half because this was 10% of my entry. Not half. I sold 1/3. And then my next goal was either sell another third if it had a push above 170, or just hold everything. It even had this afternoon, dip into the close, but it still held nicely. So I held overnight, set 10 alarms. And then in the morning, I woke up, there was a seller at 170, like pre-market, like at 9 a.m. So he had like 10K shares, right? So I wanted, like I said, if it breaks 170, it's gonna run. Like all the pre-market slowly, like the bidders came from 65 to 66, 67, 60, and then even before they opened, they broke that 170. So I was like, I remember I said fasten your citizen bills. We're about to launch, but I don't know what happened. It's just stuffed really hard here, like at the 170 level. It didn't even go to 170. That's from pre-market. So yeah, and when it broke this low there, I just sold another third here. Well, that's actually I sold 100 shares, but okay, anyways. So I sold here, and then when I just had a panic because that's not what you want to see after first green day. So I just sold another one. And here I had just zero emotions at all, just nothing. During all this thing, the only thing I cared was, even though I used a bigger position, so that means I had like bigger potential profit, but I didn't care. So yeah, this was overall 9% gain, and 1 to 4. So I risked $15 and I made 60. Yeah. And
I was gonna say something that Harry told me on the podcast that we just recorded was, you really need to, determine your setup and your system, but really just learn all about it and look at tons of different charts and just know what your setup should be doing, and when it's not, just get out. And that's exactly what you did here. You know what it should be doing, and when it's not, you just get out.
Yeah. So, and one thing I want to say about this trade, yeah. So see, this trade I made 9%, right? This was like 3 hours trade. And now let's go back to February. Look. Look, this is 15% gain in 3 minutes. Just the perspective, right? You make 15% in 4 minutes. In 4 minutes, when the market is hot, and then this when it's September. I just want to say that.
Remember, Sam made 12% in 20 seconds or something.
Yeah,
he sold after 20 seconds.
So yeah, I wanted to add that.
It will be back.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, it will be back.
And another thing I want to add. So on this trade, I made $60. On my last 2 trades, I lost $20. And my last 4 trades, I lost like $30. So one trade not only made up 4 losses, but also another $20. So this is just the perfect way of.
That's why I want to get into all day fades, because I don't know, I love that.
Yeah, it's bigger winners too.
Yeah, the risk reward just
reward.
amazing. Yeah, but the hardest thing is when I had the 2 losing trades for like the first week of September, like I wasn't like sad or anything, because I knew that there's just not a lot of opportunities. So why just force? So I knew something was gonna happen. So the trade just came to me. Yeah, I wasn't looking for that. It just came to me, because you don't expect such a clean swizzle in September. And now I want to quickly talk about the same thing, same stock, CYD on Friday.
You saw the opportunity and you capitalized, and that's what matters.
Yeah, I capitalized on the whole thing, like only on the first green day. I mean, but this is, so when I had the first green day, I had a few days of consolidation and then another break. So this is one I missed, unfortunately. But this chart is a piece of art. Right here. Ideal entry is right at the open, because 1.7 is there, the breakout, and risk low day. That's all. You just this is 3 risk reward from this entry. Or see how this is. I think this is even a better entry, because you don't want to buy just at the open. But when they had this beautiful hole, the perfect hole, you enter here and see this 4, 5. This one is like, so this, yeah. And let me go slowly. So my plan would have been to buy here and then sell somewhere here. So I wouldn't have hold all this. I think you have to be super experienced to just not sell anything. So, and then they had another one. This one I actually missed. Or somewhere here, I wanted the best entry, right? I wanted like 184. Even though 184, 185, there's no difference. Maybe 1 cent. So this is why I missed it. And then they had a beautiful break of 2. This was actually my initial goal. Like even on the first green day, the goal was like to break 2, because this is and also 178, because this is multi-day breakout. So this is just perfect technical here. Yeah, I here 1% risk. So yeah, and the next one was on the same day, TGII. This is a multi-day breakout. And this one I was actually pissed that I missed, because I was watching it here, right here, and I just didn't get executed. I put my limit at 82 before it was broken. So I don't know why. I guess it was super quick, but after I put my order, there were still some prints at 82. So I don't know. I just got unlucky, I guess. But it just did exactly what I wanted and closed above. So CY, GY, and TGI just I would say symphony plays even like they just exactly close at the high days. I mean, it's not actually too good because they probably will dip at the open because of the market, but still, I would have probably sold everything because it's like 20% gain. So that's yeah, there are like a few more, but I'm not gonna talk about every trade I missed. But still, so this too will happen on Friday. That's why I'm excited for the next week because they may, like like in listed market when you have like two big runners, they spark my market. So oh yeah, and also this one, it's not just stupid. This one, remember I had the trade right here, and then look is so I
I
sold
can't
it.
stand this stock, dude. It's so hard
Bro,
to interpret.
I traded it here and then it's around 300%, 300% of my exit. Yeah, this is so
Crazy.
on this one every day I was looking for a panic, but it never has a panic. So I don't know. It's just gonna go to $1, I guess.
Oh, it's coming.
Is there anyone shorting OTC
No.
still, like the first
Well,
red day on that?
sure.
Like, ooh.
Mark
Maybe.
Crook shorts OTCs. That's about it.
Let's actually see the first game. It was on 15th. Let's see how it played out. Here.
We need that.
this
big
is
panic.
this is the first game, the first red day. So it's not perfect. You would have shorted here and then random. So yeah. Well,
Yeah, that's tough.
that's yeah, that's all I want to say.
But yeah, Alex, great job, great opportunities, great trades that you did make. And looking forward to next week, obviously. So I'm gonna go over my trades next. I'm gonna go over a little bit of broad intellect before I start. So not the week that just passed, but the week before that, my specific focus was on my trade selection, checking off my checklist, and only focused on the best. So I did well with that 2 weeks ago. The week that just passed, I was focusing on following my plans exactly the way I set them, as well as no fear, no emotion, and truly getting my trading psychology in check, being in my zone, in my element, unfazed state of mind, all that kind of stuff. And then I'll go into next week's goals later. But that was just a little brief intro. So I'm gonna share my screen super quick.
I see
Alright, 5 minutes.
your charts.
Okay.
Oh,
Nice. That was creative. Okay. That was funny. What is going? Oh,
performance problem detected.
shut up. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to start off with the daily chart on this because that is what is most important. This was the massive run. I was on the third day after it was continuing. Let me move on to a 15-day, 15-minute. I formed this multi-day ascending triangle. This was a spike day, held its gains through all of pre-market, held its gains through all of this day, held its gains through all of pre-market again, and I was looking for the break of that multi-day ascending triangle. However, I'm starting off going over one of my bad trades in the past 2 weeks. This was, even though it broke the triangle, I did not like this trade at all. I did not like my entry. I felt that it was a complete mistake and it was up a little bit too high. And as soon as I entered, I knew I made a mistake and all I wanted to do was get out. I was lucky to get out break even, but I held through my risk through all of this crap. I was risking down here at like 1483, but I held through all of this. All I wanted to do was get out. I was happy to get out break even, and I will never stay in a trade that I know I shouldn't have been in or I know that is a mistake. When in doubt, always get out. I'm never just going to try to fight something I'm not familiar with. This is not even like really part of my setup. I don't know why I was trying to usher in a new setup using like a multi-day. I don't know. This is not what I look for. I knew I made a mistake. All I wanted to do was get out. So this was one of my bad trade examples. I got out for freaking a cent above, so I made 25 cents a quarter. So I don't care, but
in your system, would the ideal entry be like when it actually consolidated and held the 15.2 level, or is that still not ideal for you?
In my ideal, I wouldn't have traded this at all.
Okay, how come?
Just because I don't like how it set above VWAP. Like I don't like how it spiked and then set above VWAP. I'd rather have it be like, I don't know. I just didn't like how choppy this was. And the main reason was because this does not follow my checklist. And I asked myself, one of the things is it a chop fest? Is the price action clean? this was really, really, really choppy, and
Yeah.
this is just not what I look for. But I knew that I needed to get out, and this was not a good trade. So this was one of my bad ones. But yeah, I didn't like this at all. So I'm gonna move on to my other one. This was a bad trade. I'm gonna go on to a good trade. And even though it was a break even, the process was not good. I'm focused on my process, not the profits, and this was just not good. So I'm gonna move on to INDP. Can you guys see this screen?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, this was on Thursday. Let me just go into the note. So the day before on Wednesday was the massive run on INDP that really lit up the listed market a bit. You know, it had this massive run here, right? So then the second day, I obviously wasn't expecting any big moves after that. I wasn't expecting any higher day breaks at all. I was just here to catch my move and get out. I saw in pre-market, it set this little double bottom spike, came back down, spiked up again to high day, came back down under VWAP, started forming higher lows, started making this trend here, bought on the break of this mini trend right here, waited for this consolidation, was risking right under VWAP around 1325, 1326. So it got close to breaking my risk, but it held it pretty well. Then I just sold into the push. Wasn't expecting a high day break, like I said, given how big the move was before, but this was like a 4% gain. This was just this was something that I look for, and I really I like this trade, even though it was like a smaller gain. But I held through the consolidation. My emotions were basically gone here. It was just me and the chart and the price action. I was waiting for it to break, and boom, it broke. And like I said, wasn't expecting high day due to yesterday's move. Took my little profits, got out, and ended up breaking through that previous support, and then just fading for the rest of the day. So I took what was comfortable, took my little move, my little opportunity that was comfortable on INDP. So do you guys have any like questions or anything?
No, I like how you sold into that push, like right after that big life candle right there.
Yeah, I wasn't going to play any games. I wasn't going to be like, oh, can this go higher? Can this break high day? Because after yesterday, I was like, I'm not expecting anything.
Yeah, honestly,
and the risk of VWAP was great.
Yeah,
Thanks,
and
man.
that
It
pop
came really close.
It does look like.
No, you're frozen, Zen.
Yeah, you're frozen. You said it does look like.
I'm back.
You're good.
That pop does look like it was like, you know, it popped and then it kind of wicked up, and then the next one it looked like it was starting to just fail. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was just a little
candlesticks.
Yeah, definitely. So that was just a little small thing. Obviously, I made more trades, and I'm not going to really go over them. I wanted to go one that I traded well, one that I traded not so well. But I'm going to stop sharing my screen here, and I'm back. Okay, so like I said, 2 weeks ago, I was focusing on trade selection, following my checklist. This past week, I was focusing on following my plans, getting rid of emotions, getting in my psychological trading zone. This week, I'm really focused on just tying those lessons all together. And one disciplinary measure that I'm going to use for myself is after I follow my trade selection, and once I'm entered, in order to make me follow my plan and not make any impulsive decisions, I'm just going to let the chart work like I know that I have to. I'm going to freaking pin my hands under my desk. Exactly. I'll freaking sit on them. I'll squeeze this freaking grip strength thing and just going like this while I'm mid-trade, whatever. But if I don't follow my plans, which I will, this week that's what I'm really, really focusing on, is just putting all of those lessons together. And also, something that I've noticed over the past week is I don't do super well trading before 10 a.m. market time. I prefer to wait until after 10 a.m., let stocks like kind of feel themselves out, see if they're looking like they're going to have a green day, red day. I just like to feel stuff out. I have not been doing historically well before 10 a.m. market time. I found that out, and that's what works for me. Anyways, also, my trading psychology has been a major focus over the past week. I've gotten multiple hours of trading in the zone in today. I got like 5 chapters in. Anyways, I've noticed that when I come back from my afternoon class, I come back to my computer looking to see if there's any afternoon trades, and knowing that my mind is in clutter, my mind is in clog, and I'm not in my trading zone. This week, if I know that I'm not in my psychological element, my unfazed state of mind for trading, or I haven't taken the necessary time, the 10 minutes or whatever, to meditate, whatever, get my mind into that zone, I'm not even going to look at a single chart. because I know that if I'm not mentally there and I look at charts and stuff, it is going to urge me to trade. I know that it will. It happened to me last week, and it will urge me if I look. So if I know that I'm not like mentally there in my trading zone, I'm not even going to look at charts. I would rather miss my whatever opportunities are there than make a stupid trade that I was completely not ready for and not mentally there for. So literally, as long as I can clean up those stupid emotional decisions, then it'll be blue skies ahead. And that's really what I'm focusing on. Like I said, this week is going to be putting all of those lessons together. We're all super excited for this week's coming up. Josh is about to go over his trades in just a second, but we all have something that we're looking for specifically. Alex has got a new trigger for his criteria. Xander is learning new setups. You know, like Josh is about to go and talk about what he's going to talk about, but we all have like something specific that we're focusing on for this coming week, and we're all super excited. So that's all I've got personally. Josh, yeah, what's up?
Oh, okay. So in response, or I just wanted to say something about the time frame. You're totally right on that. That Harry Haas actually says that pre-market and afternoon is where his biggest edge has been. Right in the market open, he said it's not good for longs. It's been mainly short bias. And also like the 10 o'clock, 10:30 that goes along with zombie rules, which it allows stocks to set up and you could see which ones are actually strong and making higher lows, which ones are just completely dead. So that eliminates a lot of them. And also I had a question. Do you think with your setup and process that right now your struggles are like 90 to 100% psychology related?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like you see your setups work time and time again, but you're just not able to take them properly, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not taking them properly. Psychology is the main focus. I've been green on the past 2 weeks. I've been cleaning some stuff up. My win rate has gone up drastically.
Awesome.
From what it was before. It was like freaking 33%, and that was just like crappy. And now it's been like 65% the past 2 weeks. So that's a good sign. But yeah, I would, for myself, I know it's different from everybody, but I would argue that trading psychology is slightly even more important than your actual technical analysis. That's just how I feel.
Yeah, I think for most traders, that is like very key. That's very strong. Like, yeah. Because the setups are like out there. They're like you could literally see million dollar trader setups like from entry risk to exit, but they can't execute them. And yeah
100%. And Xander, I like what you said about how Harry likes pre-market and after zombie, because I freaking completely agree with him. Pre-market has been super hot. I've just been hesitant because I can't set a hard stop. Hard stops are such an important part of my process and my risk management that, I mean, obviously I got to get better, start trading pre-market, but I really like my hard stops. Like you said, Harry said, it's really choppy for longs right out the gate. I feel the exact same way. I completely agree. After 10:30, zombie, I completely agree. That's when it starts getting better from freaking the choppiness of 9:30. But and like you said, the afternoon, that's when he makes a lot of plays. So time of day is really important. Being in my zone is very important. I'm not going to talk any longer. I'm going to let Josh go right ahead. So Josh, you've been quiet for a while and we are sorry about that, but go right ahead.
So this has actually surprisingly been my most profitable month since trading for like about a year and a half. Mainly because, hold on, let me just get rid of this. Okay, mainly because, I was paper trading for 2 months. I came back late August. I profited that final week. And then, the first 2 weeks of September, all green. And then I've taken a few losses this week, but my gains have still been bigger than my losses. So AAGC would be the first one. I saw this spike early, and it's a sub penny, so obviously, it doesn't have to run much in order for it to be a high percentage. Bought the dip, perfectly aligned with my line and VWAP, so I took bigger size and just sold at this other line. Not too big of a percent, but it was like, I think, 4.5%. So that was pretty solid. And then
how is it 4.5%? It's not 4.5%.
Or 3.5% maybe. I don't know.
Well, that's even more. Oh, okay.
No, it's not.
You made 3 cents. on the 43.
No,
so-
0.004.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, so then, so yeah, there was that, and I was trying to play it earlier, like if this were to form another low, like it would spike higher and then come back and then continue to grind up, but it didn't, just faded. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna wait till other plays.
Yeah, in and out, like
Mhm.
sniper.
Nail and bail, like Val says. BBBT was a loss that I had. I thought this was a morning panic, and morning panics haven't been working too well.
Yeah.
So originally the plan was to buy it here, but I saw I was kind of struggling to get there, which is already a red flag. Like I shouldn't have even really traded it. But so anyways, here I was trying to buy to get at least the VWAP reclaim, maybe sell half and then sell half into this push over here. But it just failed, so I got out instantly. And it didn't do much, the rest of the day. Yeah, I could have made money, but better to just cut the loss. It was actually kind of a big loss. It was it says 6% here, so yeah. I guess I cut at the very bottom of here or on this wick.
Yeah, Josh, I was watching that live, and as soon as I saw the first fake out or the fake panic at like 9:39, I was like, I'm not touching it.
Yeah, same. Whenever I see a
took
fake
extra
panic,
small
I just
size on this.
As soon as I see a fake panic, I take
Well,
it off.
I even heard Tim when he said like when he has the first panic and then another one, this is like more convincing. But for me, it's the opposite.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
if
agree.
it
That's
if
why I
it
took
shows
small size.
yeah, if it shows that it can fake out, then why cannot fake out again?
Right, you can always fake out.
Yeah.
Mhm. So yeah, this loss wasn't too bad because of my win on AAGC. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. Like if the setups that I'm more comfortable with, it's a relatively the same setup, like a pullback of some sort, whether it's a dip buy, a VWAP balance or whatever, or morning panic. It's just, the indicators lined up way better on AAGC. So I took heavier size and it paid off. I also played INDP like Lance. But
I like this trade, Josh.
Well, that was
This
a
one
quick
was
trade.
yeah, so this was the first day of the move. Me and James actually we're trying to play it over here, where we saw this breakout right here, and we're like, okay, we're gonna play this line right here, and it just never hit. No, this line right here, where it just never hit our line. So then we ended up sitting on the sidelines the entire time, and just grinded all the way up to more than double what we thought a good entry would be. So then. And it just sold off. And I was listening to Brian Lee say stuff about being a stock being overbought or oversold. So that would, like, if it's overbought, it would be a good short. If it's oversold, it would be a good buy. And that's only a judgment that you can make over like experience. So I did want to get an entry around here at pre-market. This would have been a good entry point, but I did miss it. So I did get in around here. And then I just sold right into the push because I was using Oko brackets, right? So I had a tight stop around here. And then I got in at around 13.2. And then I put my exit point at 14.2, which is like a 7-point-something% gain, which, I didn't think it would hit for a few minutes. And it just hit right away, so it automatically sold, continued to grind up. Then it faded all day, so kind of happy.
Wait, so you use OCO on that, Josh?
Yeah, I did.
Got it.
I've been testing it out, especially for listeds. I'm not going to do it for OTCs.
No, yeah, it's not even worth it.
So yeah, I just got filled right away. Obviously, I could have had more gains if I kept it here, but I drew this line
Meet all the
after.
move.
Yeah, I drew the line after though, so this was kind of like it could go to 28 or whatever because of what it did yesterday, but I just played it safe.
Yeah.
7.5%
Awesome.
profit, so why not?
That's a nice night, Josh. I was looking at that too, but like I said, I'm not comfortable trading before 10 right now. So I really like that trade though. So yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, James was also trying to play that too.
Gotcha.
But,
Didn't get his
anyways,
Robin Hood execution.
yeah.
Robin Hood execution.
Well,
Hey,
yeah,
he's got E-Trade now.
Yeah,
It's settled. It's settled. It's
Yeah.
settled.
He's upgraded.
Too bad he's not
So-
here to talk about that.
So this time, I came back from the gym, and obviously my ideal entry was over here, but I don't know. I thought I just was trying to convince myself to buy around this level right here. So I got in, I thought it would reclaim VWAP, but I should have waited for more confirmation. And yeah, this one I did take smaller size too, about a third of the size, because I thought I would
Nice.
size in around this line, but it just never hit. So I did have small size. I just got out, but I couldn't get a fill until I tried getting out over here, but I just couldn't get a fill till around over here. And of course, if I was remaining patient, I would have gotten my ideal entry and gotten somewhat of a push, but the move didn't work in general. But yeah, so I came back from the gym. I wasn't with the right mindset. And yeah, I should take a few minutes to actually get in the right mindset before I trade, and open my charts and stuff, or just not open them at all, like Lance was saying earlier. I still was able to profit, and
Yeah.
so I'm still green.
Yeah, honestly, the sizing is like so key, and that like MIC talks about that all the time, like sizing in on the best setups. And also something that I got from like kind of your trades where you can literally trade anything you want so long that you have good risk management and you size down if it's less of a process or setup based
Yeah, if it's ideal.
like setup, I guess. Yeah, but you can like trade anything you want so long that it has good risk reward and you have a good risk management. Like if you think something's gonna do something, you can put it on with small size and have a risk.
Yeah, especially with Schwab, you don't have any fees or anything, so just why not take small size?
So key. Yeah, Josh, I like how you said you got back from the gym and then your last trade PSRU, you said you Alex. Anyways, Josh, you said that you weren't in the right mindset. I related to that so heavy. Like literally what I'm going to be doing this week is if I like come back and I know my mind's cluttered, I came back from class, from working out, whatever it may be, like you just said, literally just take 10 minutes to clear your mind completely, unfazed. And if I can't do that, I'm not looking at anything. Like
exactly, yeah.
Dude, like being in because I think all of us are experienced enough to experience enough now to know when we're in our zone and when we're not. I feel like all of us have a general idea of that, like when we're feeling an unfazed state of mind versus when we're feeling like antsy and emotions and freaking mind cluttered and stuff from before, like school and shit and freaking people yelling and Xander's internet cutting out and Josh being in his freaking Discord classes and Alex being the manager of his English class Discord. Anyways, other stuff like that. Clearing your mind, sitting at the computer. Okay, I'm here to trade, nothing else. I'm focused on the market's opportunities that it's given me, and if there's nothing there, I'm leaving it alone.
Yeah, I
exactly.
remember.
That's why we're all excited for this week because Alex learned the lessons on the wait till it hits the risk and to set alarms. About just to take the few minutes to get in the right mindset before we trade again.
100%.
We just can't get over eager this week, especially tomorrow on Monday.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah, Jack Kelly talk about that. How he has the biggest losses on Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
Because everyone is excited. Yeah, but actually on Mondays, I remember I said June, July, August, they all started on Mondays when I had a good trade. So
Thursdays are my best day. I don't know why.
Fridays are my worst day, dude. Fridays are just not my.
Tuesdays are my worst days. We all have different worst days.
Anyways, let me put you guys on really quick. Me and Josh were talking about this a few weeks ago. Let me put you on. When you're at night making your watch list, preparing for the next day, go on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, or whatever your platform is, and put on
smooth
jazz, bro. Smooth jazz while you're making your watch list, bro. It'll calm you down, get you in that calm mindset, and it's just work, bro. I'd be typing essays at night with my smooth jazz recapping the day. Like my daily lessons journal is getting longer and longer because I just got the jazz in the background. I'm sitting there typing. I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
100% recommend. But I do agree with you that it's not that good during trading hours. I agree with you. The silence is better. I agree.
It's the only time I can get in my silence.
Only time?
Yeah.
No, seriously. Right?
Oh. Cute minute pause. The reason why my brother just came, look.
Oh, there you go.
She just came here.
Awesome. You guys got anything
Yeah, I
else?
wanna add
Anything on your
something.
mind?
So when
something.
when Xander and Josh they talk about how like using big size on your like better like your best setups, I talk about it with Xander how my risk is 20, but I never size in for actual 20, and this is why I decide next week when I have like CYGY type setup, I'm gonna say my risk is 25, so I'm gonna use at least $20 risk, because like I also counted my last 20 like my last 22 trades like the stats, and I have the average risk reward on the winner is 3.1 and on the loser just 1. So this means whenever I have my win it's going to be at least 3. So on my wins I have 3 4. So I don't know why I always try to use small position. I think I'm just scared it's gonna like break my risk and then just go down. So, well, I don't know. I really need to be sizing up because it's I'm getting ready because I can't execute when I like see my like if I actually like not like execute because I do misplace, but when I actually ready for that, I have to use the size. Of course, it doesn't. I don't care about the money, but it's like sometimes it should happen.
Yeah.
I don't need to just trade small size every time. So this is one thing, yeah, I want to work on.
Yeah,
Alex,
and
I do see
another
opportunities in your trades to size in on the
Mhm.
pullbacks because you do hold throughout the whole swizzle. That does have pullbacks on the way up.
Well, yeah, but if I add, then I need to
move
lower my
risk.
rate. Well, yeah.
Modify your risk.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's actually a good point because that's actually a great point because I all the time on my first entry is not my risk, and then on the pullback I can actually like add like a few shares, so then my risk is.
Mhm.
Well, that's a good point actually. Huh.
It's kind of like the all day fade. The system is
The
you
reverse.
short the
short into
you
pops.
short
Yeah, the same
reverse.
thing. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, same thing. And that gets your risk reward like crazy good. Like
Yeah.
doubles it almost.
Oh, actually.
So if you have 4-1, then you could
Yeah.
get 8-1. Like you could
So
double it.
on
Yeah, dude,
the
Alex. Sorry, go ahead.
no, it's go.
I was gonna say it's literally like moving your risk up by yourself. Like, because when you increase your average, then you're basically moving your risk up by yourself. You don't have to like. Well, obviously, you have to
Yeah.
methodically say like I'm moving my risk up to here. But like when you add, you're like basically just moving it up by itself.
Yeah.
What I
Yeah.
do,
Special
what I do with all day fades is I just double my size. So I have my full size. And then once I have my second ad, I just literally double the same amount share account or share amount. And I just adjust risk level to wherever I would stop out at that same dollar loss. So I'm always losing 1R, but I get like 6R if I add like 6
Yeah, if
See,
you
plus
this
do
R.
is
that.
this is the kind of time where you're thankful that you're under PDT because with a cash account, when you use that size is screwed for 2 days. When you're under PDT, it counts as 1 day trade. You get your
True.
full size as long as you're covering, selling. That's one trade, and you
2x
get all that size.
margin.
Alex, just be the reverse Brian Lee. Like, he just holds all day for like all day fades, stuff like that. Just do that on the long side after the swizzle breakout.
Honestly, it would work. It would work.
So remember I showed the CYGY Friday pattern?
Yeah.
So I have my risk calculator and there's a one that like shows if you add like how the risk goes. So I counted if I entered at the first one. Remember when the first broke the breakout level, right? Like at the open and then had the pullback, right? Like at the level. If you enter there and then you just not sell, and then you move your risk up, you could have used $6,000 position, risking $20. This was when I counted like I was like, so I was you have to put your shares and then it shows your risk. I put like 1,000 shares and the risk is like $1. I'm like, what? And I put 2,000 shares, the risk is like $10. I'm like, it's gonna be like $10,000 position. This is crazy, like when you move your risk.
Yeah.
But it actually it's not like a very common thing in my patterns, like when we're risking moving the risk that much, because literally if I moved my risk, that would have been like 6% of my first entry. So my risk would have been profit. So
Right.
that's why the huge big position, because then you have to go from your profit to the loss for like $20. So that's like you have to have a new risk of $60. Then that's what big position says.
Yeah, I agree.
And
Yeah.
also one thing I said on my morning triggers, my plan is to try to sell first third into the 3R. So that means if you sell the third in the 3R, then the rest of the position just break even. Like if it breaks your risk, then that means
Yep.
you lose. I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
In total, you just lose nothing because you made 3 risk rewards and then you just lose like 2. Yeah.
Gotcha. Love it. Anybody got anything else to add?
No.
Anything on their
You guys
mind?
wanted me to mention like, you guys wanted me to mention me selling my crypto.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I invest all my cash. I don't really have cash. I just invest it all instantly. So I have like $2,000 invested, and I'm trying to decide if I should just liquidate everything and get an interactive brokers account so I have more day trades, or if I should just wait till like I get paid and then put that towards there. But so I want to do it just because I think the market could be heating up, and I think I could use all the extra day trades to make profits. And I think those profits could be more than Bitcoin or Ethereum. It could I think, but the problem is FOMO. I have the most FOMO in crypto. And so if I sell and it starts attacking new highs, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have pain. So I'm trying to determine if it's worth it or not, but I don't know.
Well, as they say, paper trading, like white trading with small money is better than paper trading because no matter how small money you have, you still feel that. So you can just leave like $100 there. You'll still not miss like half the
Yeah, maybe.
50 in Bitcoin, 50 in Ethereum.
That's all you need. And someone Cardano.
Yeah.
Well, me and Xander are up like 100%.
You guys liquidated?
No.
No.
It's,
Alex was like, I'm never selling Cardano.
Well, I'm never selling anything. My dad asked me like, so where are you gonna sell? I'm like, never.
Never.
Never. Okay,
Yeah,
I
day
sell.
trading, we sell in
Well,
like 10 minutes.
Okay.
2 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Sometimes. Oh, that's different.
Also, Xander's going to be 18 next month. So that's also something to note. He can open his own accounts next month.
I'm getting actually no interactive brokers. I need to be 21.
Yeah,
I just found out.
Never mind.
But Cobra, I can be 18, which is it's great news. Because once I do get like 25K, which will be next year, either in the summer, like somewhere in the summer, I'll have
a PDT calculator I could send you.
Xander, why don't you get Venom?
No, that's interactive brokers. Their whole Venom is like the Cobra side.
Brokers?
Yeah, it's kind of like a side thing.
Well,
I thought it was like Baby Cobra that you only need 5K for.
Baby Cobra.
Yeah, but it uses like interactive brokers, like I don't know, brokerage, I guess.
It's Cobra trading.
I thought it was part of Cobra. What?
Well, I'll ask, but it's sponsored by MIC, so I'll figure out stuff.
Guys, this video is not sponsored by MIC, my investment club. Xander is just a member. He's learning so that.
What was that? What was that, Xander?
These are my this is my portfolio for stocks and crypto.
Okay, so you want to show up?
And if I no.
Is that BlockFi? What is that?
Yeah. No. It's
an app that. Yeah.
Oh, just show your stats and stuff. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Gotcha. Well, whatever you decide, Xander, it will be the right decision. Whatever it is.
Right. True. I like both decisions are right. Well, it's stupid that I'm holding crypto and stocks. Like best case scenario, I get $1,000 gain in the next 3 months. Honestly, I should just open the account, but I just have so much FOMO.
We'll see how it goes.
All right, Lance, take this one.
Yeah.
Or Xander.
Xander's gonna take this one.
Oh yeah. I hope you all enjoy this episode. Honestly, I say this every time, but this one was a solid one, probably one of my favorites. We talked about a lot of really good key like just notes and like it was just a solid one. Drop a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. I can't wait to see you all next week because honestly, you're gonna see a huge change. We're gonna develop a lot this next week, especially if the market is hot.
100%.
So, peace.
Love it. Cheers.
And they had news. This is very important. Here. So this this happened too quickly. Oh wait, no, that's not it. That's not it. Oh my God.
Did you?
Okay. Well, I have a picture.
You put notes on the wrong one.
No. That was the other one, because I had to delete the notes. I have it here. Let me show you.
What time is it? Okay, yeah. So this
Oh,
was the
Josh,
one.
what is this?
Yeah, I know.
Did it tell about it?
Yeah, I did. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I came back from the gym.
Oh.
And I just turned on my computer, and like Lance was saying, like, oh, you got to get into the zone, and I didn't.
Yup. It's so important.
Wait.
So
You came
important.
from the gym at 7 a.m.?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you went to the gym that early?
Yeah, I did that day.
Whoa. Okay.
So what I did
Big
was,
man.
You missed the
I didn't
open?
trade. What?
Wait, you
Yeah.
came.
No, wait.
Wait,
Yeah, this is right. Yeah.
You went to the gym before the open?
Mm-hmm. So I basically.
It's kind of weird.
Wait, hold up. Wait, cut this out. Because this is the wrong day.
Yeah, there's well, you actually went to the gym to miss the open?
Cut this out. It was over here.
The way you were, no. I like the way you were like, yeah, I went to the gym at 5 a.m. It's fine.
That's funny, Josh. You just went right along with it.
Hold up. Where's my entry?
Look at Alex asking him all the questions. So you mean to tell me you went to the gym before opening?
Yeah.
No, it was the wrong day.
And then, okay, if you just said no, it's a mistake.
Yeah,
but you were like playing with me. You're like, yeah.
The 16th, okay.
No, we know, Josh. It was the wrong day, but it was funny. You were going along with it.
Alex, cut this out, please.
Yeah, it's gonna be in the bloopers.
No bloopers.
Bloopers, yes. There's no getting away, Josh. Alex can edit whatever he wants.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, I should take a few minutes to actually get in the right mindset before I trade, and open my charts and stuff, or just not open them at all, like Lance was saying earlier.
Yeah. The voice crack. Oh my gosh. Bloopers that.
But yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Since I took different sizes,